The ability to create a low-budget, quality horror movie tends to make it the most accessible genre for filmmakers, but sometimes out of nowhere, these independent films break through to the mainstream. Here are the 11 best horror movies that were made for less than $1 million. Number 11, Dead Snow. It's important to note that there has been a slew of high-quality, low-budget horror movies made in the last decade, but this campy Norwegian zombie flick slips into the top 11 with their historical spin and creative use of gore on limited funds. Number 10, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Featuring a disturbing performance from a young Michael Rooker, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer had a hard time getting distribution due to its graphic violence and deviant themes, receiving one of the first ever NC-17 ratings. Number 9, The Last House on the Left. Wes Craven's directorial debut rotated through several name changes before landing on The Last House on the Left, and was not given a cinema release by the British Board of Film Censors due to its graphic content. Number 8, Hellraiser. Based off of the horror novella The Hellbound Heart, this supernatural thriller gave birth to the character Pinhead. The success of the first film led to an entire Hellraiser franchise, totaling 10 movies as of 2017. Technically made for exactly $1 million, but we'll give it a pass. Number 7, Night of the Living Dead. Another iconic director, George A. Romero broke into the horror scene with a low-budget offering that would become a cult classic. His debut film arguably created and solidified the zombie genre. Number 6, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yes, the movie was actually made in Texas. No, it's not based upon true events despite the implications of the opening credits, although director Tobe Hooper based portions of the plot around serial killer Ed Gein, who also inspired horror thriller classics Psycho and Silence of the Lambs. Number 5, Friday the 13th. The first film in a franchise that would go on to spawn 9 sequels, a crossover with Nightmare on Elm Street, and a reboot, the original Friday the 13th doesn't actually feature the quintessential hockey-masked horror villain Jason Voorhees. Number 4, The Evil Dead. Before Sam Raimi hit the big time with his Spider-Man trilogy, he penned and directed this supernatural feature about 5 Michigan State University students who encountered demonic forces in the woods. The film garnered praise all around, including from horror guru Stephen King. Fun fact, Joel and Ethan Coen had a hand in editing the final cut. Number 3, Halloween. John Carpenter already had a few movies under his belt before helming Halloween, which is still widely considered to be one of the greatest horror films of all time. Carpenter also scored the film, which was also the big screen debut for actress Jamie Lee Curtis. Number 2, Paranormal Activity. Blumhouse Productions hit a home run with their first ever feature. Oren Peli's film was almost remade before ever receiving a wide release, until test screenings proved so scary that audience members left the theater. Number 1, The Blair Witch Project. The found footage subgenre would not be what it is today without The Blair Witch Project. The movie debuted at Sundance Film Festival in 1999 and grossed over $240 million versus just a $60,000 budget. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and make sure to head over to Moviefone.com to search showtimes and to buy tickets for a theater near you.